Action. Okay, I'm back, you back, we back. Just like it's fine, how you already know. It's me, your girl P, your favorite bitch, and your favorite witch. I know I missed last week, but I was out doing some stuff, and I do got some like good little stories to tell y'all this week about what I was doing last week. So let's just get into the show. You already know it's me, your girl P, your host of this lovely, lovely show that I like to call Postscript, also known as PS, the talk show. And we're gonna get right into the episode with our first segment, P's favorite pieces. First thing I wanted to give a shout out to is my god sister Aaliyah in Seattle. I had so much fun when I went to go see her. That was so fun. Got this cute little magnet. Got this cute little. It has like a seashell on it, and then it's like a little mermaid tail. So cute. I also went to Seattle to see Gaga. That's Gaga. Please tell me y'all know that video of that girl when she was showing all different pictures, Lady Gaga. But yes, I went to go see Mother Gaga, Lady Gaga, Mother Monster, Mother Mayhem, whatever you like to call her. Yeah, it was a really good show. Best Gaga show that I feel like I've seen out of I think this is maybe my 4th or 5th show. Yeah, I really feel like it felt different, but like in a good way. I can't explain it. And then I also went to go see Gaga in Seattle, but also visit my sister Leah, like I said. Met her friends. I just want to say I have not stopped thinking about Bang Bang since I left. That food was so good, and I was so scared that I was not going to like it because I'm so picky. But it was so good, and I just cannot stop thinking about it. So thank you for that, because now I'm going to be thinking about that until eternity. So shout out to Leah and, the gang. See y'all soon. And then for our next segment, we're going to get into what pissed me off today. Who would have known that Seattle was that like cute and cozy and like so like communal and close knit, I guess. But it's just like, yeah, places like that get really cold, and I mentally can't thrive in a place like that. But it was like so cute, so pretty. This week's questions that need answers. I just want to ask, what part of your inner self or inner child have you healed or shown light on recently? Like, what parts of you that resonate with younger you, that make younger you feel happy, or that are things that are your day one kind of interest kind of things? What are you like doing for you right now? Just think about that. Summer is in its midpoint for me, at least. I know that like kids going back to school and stuff, so just really think about what have you done for you lately, but more like the inner you, the younger you. Bar for bar, I just can't stress enough how Zombie Boy off of the Lady Gaga Mayhem album has been my favorite song since I heard the album. And it still is my favorite song, even though I heard a lot of the songs performed live. And sometimes that changes. Like when you hear a song live, at least for me in concert, that song might get changed to like, oh, okay, wait a minute. Now I actually kind of like the song more. But no, Zombie Boy is still my favorite. My outfit gave everything it was supposed to. Shout out to all my monster siblings who really understood the concept and who came with their own concept, okay? Because it was definitely some looks served. And that just makes me feel so good that like I'm not the only person dressed up like an insane person, because I painted my face like a skeleton. So that was so fun. Shout out to me for executing that look. I thought it was going to be a lot harder than it was, but yeah, I came through, per usual. So I just want to say, yeah, put your paws all over me, you Zombie Boy. Shout out to my girl, Gaga. And for this week's hashtag, I cannot make this shit up. We're going to have just a little rundown. Got to get into the stuff last week, and we're going to get to stuff for this week. And then we're going to wrap it up. So on August 6th, the planet Mars, they moved into the sign of Libra. And so while Mars is the planet of action and fire, and Libra is the judgment of scale, right? For me, that gives something that I like that Maddie always says is being a peacemaker versus being a peacekeeper. Because a peacekeeper is somebody who like might make themselves feel small to make somebody else not feel offended, or whatever the case may be, or like take one for the team, like that kind of vibe. And so like when you're a peacemaker, you go out to seek justice equally for everyone so that everyone feels seen and heard, right? So just be aware of that, and you may be trying to play it small because this ain't the time for that. Be aware of your own main character energy, and also be aware of your main character energy when another main character enters the room, because you're still the main character in your show, in your movie, in your life, and in the room. There just happens to be another one there. So y'all know I always like to give a good analogy. To me, that gives like, you know, when two models are walking past each other on the runway, they're either going to walk and somebody is going to, if it's a small runway, maybe like move or adjust themselves so the other person can get by, or somebody is going to spin on somebody and give them a look. Like, I don't, right? And to me, that's something about that is like direct, but in an artistic way, because it's not like I pushed you out of the way. But if I hit a quick, nasty spin on you, it's just like, oh yeah, I wanted you to know that I was taking that space up. Sorry, not sorry. So the truth can be direct, but it also doesn't have to be brutal or abrupt. The truth can be kind and direct at the same time. Two things can be true at once. Y'all know I like to say that. Remember how I was talking about effort versus ease in the other episode? So just be aware of truth and kindness, because it may not be something that people may want to hear or may you feel like, you know, they can handle. But in the long run, I feel like if you tell somebody the truth, it's going to be something that they'll appreciate more than if you try to keep up a facade. But again, you can do that kind and you can do that direct at the same time. And then I don't know why, but I wrote down like, be aware of compromise and think of the phrase, what's good for the goose is good for the gander. Sometimes it ain't. Be able to differentiate what's good for the goose and then be able to differentiate what's actually good for the gander. Because sometimes you got to pick a side. You can't. That goes back to that Libra fair, like, it all tie in. And then on August 8th, we did have 8/8, the Lion's Gate. So 8/8, because it was August 8th, 8th month, 8th day. Lion's Gate, Leo season, gate, open, portal. And then also, like, the number 8 is like an infinity sign, too. So just infinite possibility. So it was just a good time to enjoy your, like, have a good sense of appreciation and gratitude, but also allow yourself to be open for more, because just because you open for more doesn't mean that you don't appreciate what you have. So remain open, but also remain aware and what you already do have, not per se aware of what you don't have. Then the other analogy that I want to give for that is like a whole rest, half rest. If you are a musical person, they tell people, like kids, that they look like hats, and they say that the half rest is the one that is with the brim on top, and the whole rest is the one with the brim opens, because you can put more in it. So more time. Whole rest is 4 counts versus a half rest is 2, right? So that's just kind of what I was seeing with that, like half rest versus whole rest. Be a whole rest. Be open for more. Hold up space though, because that's what a whole rest holds, more space, because it's more. Because when you can hold space for more, you can manifest more, you can collaborate more, you can expand more, you can evolve more, and your system and life just continues to upgrade, update, reset. On August the 9th, we'd have a full moon in Aquarius. When I was listening to Maddie's podcast, she was just like, let your freak fly. And that really kind of resonated with me. I met so many like fun, cool people when I was with my god sister, all of her friends, when we like went out and stuff. And it was so funny because she said that she picks the same people in different font, and then she started to like, you know, tell me how we all were similar, or like our little special interests, and like how they all, it was just like, oh, okay, yeah, I definitely see why you said that. And it's so funny because we were in the car and she started giving like all of us an actual font, and she was like, yeah, you're a script. And I was like, why? Because I write in cursive. And she was like, yeah, because that's what your handwriting looks like. And I'm like, okay, yeah. And I'm like, oh my God, so they were show. Like, that's really crazy how everything really be tied together when you're living an aligned life. So in saying that, find your people who you align with, and who you have those special interests with, and those niche hobbies, and who speak the same language as you, and who understand your memes and your references, and find those people. Because then all the stuff I was saying about collaborating and expanding and evolving, that becomes a lot easier when you're supported with people who can speak the same language as you and understand where you are in your journey, if that makes sense. I said this a couple episodes ago, the fear of the idea of somebody perceiving you or looking at you or seeing you is crippling you. You are so afraid to be witnessed that you cannot bring yourself forward to be authentic. Because like I said, when you remain open, that whole rest, you can be witnessed. And when you can be witnessed, you can be recognized for help and resources and support and abundance to be thrown onto you. And then also just be aware and unalign with things that maybe don't align with who you feel called to, or who those special interest people are, or that specific friend group. Because like I said a couple episodes ago, an immediate yes to something is an immediate no for one thing. Sometimes if you want to call new things in, you have to let go of old things. When you can have that support and those people around, you can get different perspectives and different ideas and different speaking points and different thoughts on this one centralized idea. So just prioritize the things that you feel called to and don't do anything that you don't want to. But not because... Don't ignore the things you need to do. Just do the things that you need to do and prioritize those for right now, and everything else will be fine. But please just really be thoughtful and do the things that you absolutely need to do. Because I understand that sometimes things we need to do, we don't want to. And that's not what I'm saying do. So Venus, the planet Venus and the planet Jupiter are both in the sign of Cancer. So with Venus being the... I don't want to say the highest form you, but the greatest good you, the most luxurious you. Let's go with that. Yeah. And then with Cancer being the buildup of who you are and your character and how you nourish things and how you receive nourishment and things like that. That just, to me, just gives like a little push towards the colander, so you can shake some things out, filter some things out, because in order for you to be the most highest best version of you, you have to, like I said, let some of that other stuff go. On August the 11th, the Mercury retrograde did end. Praise be. We've been sent good weather. You can tell I'm watching a lot of Handmaid's Tale when I start saying that, but we still are in the, you know, retro shade, post retro shade, and that retrograde did happen in the sign of Leo. So just be aware of the me I'm first kind of things. Even in being in the post-retro shade, just be aware of messages, downloads, synchronicities, numbers that you catch, times that you catch, little reoccurrences. Nothing's a coincidence. You're just not paying attention enough. So I talked about being in the writing phase of life a couple of episodes ago. Right now we're in the rewrite phase, that filter phase. And in the things that relate to the Leo part of you. So the things that make you feel like the best version of you, the things that make you feel loved, adored, appreciated, worshipped, you know, pushed to the front, lit up. When people, you feel like people hold you on their shoulders, what are those things? Gravitate more towards those because you deserve to. And then also everything that you want to do and be for somebody else, you have to do and be for you first. That's the end of the episode. We are in the eclipse portal, kinda. Well, we're gonna get into that a little bit later. Y'all know I like to talk about eclipses. That's a big thing for me on this channel. And that's the end of the episode. Thank you so much for watching. Please make sure that you come back, like, subscribe, comments, follow, share, whatever all the stuff is, the bell, all of it. You know I'm in the show. Bitches be mad because they be hitting, bitches be hitting because they be mad.